Hey, this is Crow with Crow Sports Crapology, and welcome to the AFC East Preview. So, I'm going to preview the AFC East division today, and I'm going to tell you about who's going to win, what place they're going to finish, and everything else. The AFC East in the National Football League is going to be won by the team that always wins the AFC East, and that would be these guys, the New England Patriots. Right there. See the Patriots logo? That's it. The New England Patriots, number one in the AFC East. And we'll just put them up here on our little standings board. And right there, number one in the East, New England Patriots. Let's face it, if you don't know by now, then you haven't been watching football. Bill Belichick is a mad, psychotic, scientific genius, and he knows how to put football teams together. And he's been doing this for years. He's won a bunch of Super Bowls, and if you don't think he's going to do it again with Brady at 40, you're nuts. Even if Brady goes down for these Patriots, you got Garoppolo, who's probably just as good. Plus, it's a system. It's not really. And Brady is really one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but it's still, they have a great system, so Garoppolo can come in there and do pretty well in that same system. So, anyway, they're going to have a bunch of veterans and a bunch of guys at low cost and not many big rookie names, blah, 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 like they do every year. But Belichick's going to figure out a way to stop people on defense with average talent. And they're going to score on offense. So, anyway, that's number one in the AFC East, the New England Patriots. The team that's going to finish second in the AFC East, or, if you want to call them the AFC least, because the rest of the teams are pretty crappy in this division. New England should pretty much run away with it. So, for the teams that are left over, I'm thinking the Buffalo Bills are going to finish second in the AFC East. There's the Bills there. You got your Bills helmet. The Buffalo Bills, they're led by Sean McDermott, which is one of their really positive parts of the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to put their helmet on his board here so he looks kind of funny. He's pretty fired up. He's a new head coach. He's pretty new to the head coaching game. He's a really good defensive coordinator at Philadelphia. He coached some with the Carolina Panthers, I think. See, now I got the Buffalo Bills there on the board in the second spot there. So he's a positive point of their team. They're going to go with Tyrod Taylor again and Shady McCoy and pretty much the same offense. They traded away Sammy Watkins today. They got Jordan Matthews, though. Jordan Matthews, the number one receiver for the Eagles, good receiver. They got some other receivers, Shorts, Zay Jones, a big rookie wide receiver from East Carolina they like. Anyway, they have plenty of wide receivers where they could get rid of Sammy Watkins. They let Robert Woods go in free agency to the Lambs also. So the Lambs have the Bills' old wide receivers. But Sean McDermott, he's going to build a pretty solid defense. It won't be great, but it'll be good. It'll be a good NFL defense. And it might keep them in some games. And Tyrod Taylor's got to get better. Their offensive line's got to get a little bit better. If they've been staying together, so that they should be able to do something. I don't think they're gonna have a great record. They might be 8-8, but that'll probably be good enough in the AFC least. The next team in the AFC least is going to be the Miami Dolphins, with their new starting quarterback Jay Cutler, or Veal Cutlet, as some people like to call him. He signed a 1-year, $10 million contract, and he will be leading the Miami Dolphins offense onto the field. Jay Cutler, I loved the guy when he played at Vanderbilt. I thought it was brilliant to draft him by the Denver Broncos. Once he got in the NFL, I really didn't like him too much after that. He hasn't done much since. Didn't do much with the Bears. He is with his old offensive coordinator from Denver, though, Andrew Gaze. Jay Ajayi's injured, though. I believe he could be out for the season, or at least half the season. They have a few other running backs to use, but Jay Ajayi is really kind of a special running back, and they're going to miss him. They got a bunch of wide receivers. I don't know if Cutler can get them the ball. We don't know if Cutler can get anybody the ball. So I'm skeptical of them. I think they're going to finish like 7-9. They have a decent defense. They still got Dominican Sue there. They got, I think, Cameron Wake. They still got some players on defense. They got a couple good corners. So Miami might not be a bad team, but they're not going to be a good team. And then last in the AFC East will be the team that's usually last in the AFC East, the wonderful New York Jets. New York Jets, their helmet there. I need to get something to hold these helmets on. Maybe put it on my thumb like that. The Jets. The Jets. There you go. That works better, huh? All right. Well, anyway, they're going to be pretty terrible, just like they were last year. It's too bad. Todd Bowles was a really good defense coordinator for the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, some years back. But he's having a tough time as a head coach in New York. Jets, they'll be going through the same stuff. They'll have a pretty bad quarterback. They'll have a pretty bad offensive line. And their quarterback will get beat up. They'll have a hard time running the ball. And their defense will be okay. Todd Bowles will make sure they have a pretty, solid defense. It'll be respectable. It won't be really good. It'll be respectable. It might keep them in a few games. I expect the Jets to win about 5 games this year, maybe. They go about 5-11. So that's the AFC East. We're going to have the New England Patriots winning it, the Buffalo Bills in second, and the Bills I don't think will get a wild card. I believe the Patriots will be the only playoff team out of this division. Then it'll be Miami Dolphins, and then the New York Jets in the AFC East. So there it is right there. You got the Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets. So if you're a Jets fan, probably a Dolphins fan too, you're going to have a lot of alcohol, whatever you need to drink on time, around to drink, or I don't know, just find another sport to watch. The Yankees, if you're a Yankees fan and a Jets fan, the Yankees might get through the couple rounds of the playoffs. They could get in the World Series. Maybe you start watching the baseball playoffs instead of football. Maybe you start watching hockey or something. But if you're a Jets fan, you're going to have a problem, be pretty depressed. And if you're a Dolphins fan, you're not going to be happy either, except if you're in Miami. If you're living in Miami, you might be happy. Miami, sunshine. It's a pretty popular place, and they got the East Coast over there. And Miami has a lot of nice cocktails like this. So we just got one thing left to do. Say hello to our sponsor. Our sponsor for the AFC East is Tapatio. Tapatio hot sauce. The best hot sauce for the money. You can usually get one of these in the market around covering my face. It's probably a good thing. People don't really want to see my face. You can get one of these things in the market, a bottle like this, usually for about $2, maybe $3 at the most. Anyway, it's great. It's great on anything. You can even put it on steaks if you want. Anyway, really good Mexican hot sauce. Tapatio, get in your market today. So that's it. Signing off for the AFC East, or the AFC East as you want to call it. This is Crow for Crow Sports Crapology.